Good morning and welcome to T-Hub Capital, the Investors Lounge, the podcast where we explore financial market dynamics, emerging trends, and the insights that shape successful investments. Each week, we'll delve into the strategies and analyses that drive our investment decisions. You'll get an insider's perspective on the factors influencing markets and the potential winners and losers of tomorrow. Subscribe to the podcast to stay ahead of the curve and make informed investment choices. Enjoy listening.
Welcome to T-Hub Capital's The Investors Lounge weekly newsletter. Today's date is the 1st of September. Let's dive into the week's top market news. European stocks fall as ECB debates inflation and rate cuts. Last week, European markets declined, with concerns over the US Federal Reserve's independence, renewed tariff uncertainties, and political instability in France dampening investor sentiment. Fading hopes for a peace agreement between Russia and Ukraine also contributed to the negative mood. The Pan-European Stocks Europe 600 index finished the period 1.99% lower. Major national indexes also fell, with France's CAC 40 index dropping 3.33%, Italy's FTSE MIB losing 2.57%, and Germany's DAX declining 1.89%. The UK's FTSE 100 index weakened by 1.44%. The European Central Bank ECB kept its key deposit facility rate at 2.0% in July, but the meeting minutes revealed a split among policymakers regarding the inflation outlook. Several members argued that risks were tilted to the downside for the next 2 years, pointing to weaker growth prospects, the impact of US tariffs, and a strong euro. Conversely, a few officials warned that inflation risks could still be tilted to the upside in the longer term due to uncertainties surrounding energy prices and currency movements. Later comments from ECB officials at the Jackson Hole Symposium seemed to indicate that the bar for another rate cut is high, given the economy's resilience. According to Reuters, 5 anonymous members suggested policy would likely remain on hold in September, though discussions about further cuts could resume in the fall if the economy weakens. Preliminary inflation data from major Eurozone economies supported the case for the ECB to maintain its current monetary policy. Germany's harmonized inflation rate rose to 2.1% year-over-year, exceeding economists' predictions. Spain registered an annual consumer price increase of 2.7%, unchanged from the previous month. However, inflation in France eased slightly to 0.8%. In the United Kingdom, the retail sector continued to struggle, with sales volumes weakening for the 11th consecutive month in August, according to the Confederation of British Industries Distributive Trades survey. The survey also revealed that shops raised their prices at the fastest rate since the end of 2023. Now our insight into alternative markets. The New Gold Rush, a guide to the space economy and future investment trends. The space economy, which encompasses the full range of activities that create value for humanity through the exploration and use of space, is undergoing a monumental transformation. No longer the exclusive domain of government agencies, it is now a dynamic global ecosystem fueled by technological innovation and a growing flow of private capital. What was once science fiction has become a tangible investment frontier, with projections placing it among the most promising sectors of the coming decades. According to the most recent estimates, the value of the global space economy reached approximately $630 billion in 2023, with forecasts indicating exponential growth to $1.8 trillion by 2035. This expansion is driven by a drastic reduction in launch costs, made possible by reusable technologies from companies like SpaceX, and by an ever-increasing demand for satellite data and services. This new economic frontier is not just about rockets and astronauts, but comprises a wide range of interconnected sectors where investments are focusing to achieve the greatest returns. The historical and current pillar of the space economy remains satellites and connectivity services. Mega constellations in low Earth orbit LEO, such as SpaceX's Starlink and Amazon's future project Kuiper, are revolutionizing global access to broadband internet, fueling massive investment and growth in a market driven by demand for IoT, mobility, and rural connectivity. Beyond transmitting data, satellites are also powerful tools for collection. The Field of Earth Observation (EO) provides crucial data for industries like precision agriculture, climate monitoring, and disaster management, with companies like Planet Labs and Maxa Technologies building business models around data sales in a market projected to reach $12.9 billion by 2030. The growing activity in space is also creating the need for an in-orbit logistics infrastructure. This includes space tugs to move satellites between orbits, robotic vehicles for in-orbit servicing like repairs and refueling, and a critical new market for space debris removal. With over 130 million pieces of debris-threatening active infrastructure, companies like Astroscale are developing essential solutions. At the same time, human spaceflight has become a commercial market, with companies like Virgin Galactic and Blue Origin pioneering suborbital space tourism in a luxury niche projected to be worth $8.67 billion by 2030. The most futuristic frontier is in space manufacturing and resource utilization, which aims to leverage microgravity to produce unique materials like ultra-pure optical fibers and to extract resources such as water and precious metals from the Moon and asteroids. Despite its enormous potential, the space economy faces significant challenges, as space traffic management and the debris problem require urgent solutions and international regulation. However, the trend is unmistakable. Collaboration between government agencies like NASA and ESA and an increasingly bold private sector is creating a virtuous cycle of innovation. For investors, the space economy is no longer a long-term bet, but a diversified sector with concrete opportunities, defining the next great era of human economic expansion.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Hub Capital, the Investors Lounge podcast. I hope you found this content interesting and inspiring. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss a single episode, and share it with your friends and colleagues who might be interested. To learn more about T Hub Capital and our activities, visit our website, hubcapital.com. You can also follow us on our LinkedIn page. See you soon. All the best from the T Hub Capital team.